Have you ever looked around and thought, where did everyone go? Maybe old friends moved away. Maybe the coffee meetups aren't happening as often. Or maybe the phone just doesn't ring like it used to. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And the truth is, feeling isolated after 65 isn't just common. It's something many people go through. But here's the good news. Building a new, supportive community at this stage of life is not only possible, it can be one of the most rewarding things you do. You see, just because we're getting older doesn't mean we stop needing connection. In fact, having people around you who care, listen, and just make life feel lighter can make all the difference in your energy, your mood, even your health. Studies have shown that seniors who maintain strong social bonds live longer, feel happier, and are less likely to experience cognitive decline. And here's something even more powerful. The best time to start building that community is right now. So today, we're going to talk heart to heart about 6 ways you can start building or rebuilding your circle of support. One that fits your life today, not what it used to be. Whether you're widowed, retired, or simply craving more connection, these steps are about finding your people and creating a life that feels full and meaningful again. Let's start with something that might feel a little uncomfortable at first. But trust me, it's powerful. Reaching out. Yep, I know it sounds so simple. But think about this. When was the last time you were the one who made the call, sent the message, knocked on the neighbor's door just to say hello? Sometimes we wait for people to come to us, not realizing they might be waiting too. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to take that first small step. Call that old friend. Ask the woman down the hall if she wants to go for a walk. Smile at someone at the grocery store and make a little small talk. That's how it starts. Relationships don't appear fully formed. They grow from these tiny moments of bravery. And here's the thing. People are often more open than we think. You might feel like you're bothering someone, but most of the time, they're grateful that someone reached out. And if they aren't, that's okay too. You just keep going, because your people are out there. You just haven't met all of them yet. Now, once you start opening that door, the next way to build your community is to show up somewhere regularly. Think of it like planting seeds. You won't get fruit overnight, but you will get connection over time. It could be a weekly Tai Chi class, a library reading group, your place of worship, or even just volunteering once a week at the local animal shelter. When you go to the same place at the same time regularly, faces start to become familiar. Familiarity breeds comfort, and comfort turns into conversation. Before you know it, someone's saving you a seat or asking how your week's been. That's the kind of magic that happens when we give time and consistency a chance. And let me tell you, these don't have to be deep friendships right away. They can start off simple. A wave, a smile, a shared laugh over something silly. It doesn't take much to light that spark. The important thing is putting yourself in places where those sparks can fly. There's something incredibly life-affirming about walking into a room and being recognized, being remembered. It makes you feel like you matter, because you do. And the more you allow yourself to be seen, the more others begin to see you, not just as someone who's older, but as someone with stories, warmth, and so much still to give. Now that we've started by reconnecting and showing up, let's keep building from there. Let's keep building from there by talking about something that might surprise you. Trying something new. I know, after a lifetime of routines, habits, and maybe even a touch of stubbornness, we've all got it. The idea of stepping into something unfamiliar can feel a bit, unnecessary. But hear me out. One of the easiest ways to meet new people and reignite your spark is to step just a little outside your comfort zone. Have you ever wanted to learn how to paint? Or maybe you used to love dancing and haven't done it in years. Local community centers, adult learning programs, and even some senior living communities offer classes in everything from pottery to computers. Signing up for one doesn't mean you have to become an expert. You're not doing it for the certificate. You're doing it for the connection, for the conversations that happen between brushstrokes, for the laughter when someone's clay sculpture collapses. It's in those shared, imperfect moments that real friendships begin. And here's something beautiful. When you're learning something new alongside others, no one's a teacher. You're all students. Everyone's figuring it out together. That levels the playing field. makes it easier to bond. You don't have to impress anyone. You just have to show up with curiosity and maybe a willingness to laugh at yourself once in a while. And speaking of showing up, let's talk about something a little deeper: sharing your story. Now, I don't mean standing in front of a room with a microphone, unless that's your thing. What I mean is opening up when someone asks how you are, letting people get to know the real you, not just the polite answers or the surface level stuff. Because it's in those honest moments that people start to feel close. Think about this. How often do we say, "I'm fine," even when we're not? Or we brush off compliments, or avoid talking about what we've been through. But your life, your story, is powerful. You've lived through heartache, joy, change, and everything in between. When you're willing to share even a small piece of that with someone, whether it's a new neighbor, the woman in your walking group, or the person you see at the cafe, you're giving them permission to open up too. That's where real connection grows. Maybe you tell someone about how you moved to this new city to be closer to your kids, or how you've been adjusting to life on your own, or how you've been trying to stay active, but it's not always easy. These moments of honesty create bridges that others can walk across. Because let's face it, we're all dealing with something. And when we let others see that, it reminds them that they're not alone either. And here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. You don't need a big group to feel connected, even one or two solid. Caring people in your life can completely change the way you feel day to day. So if the idea of building a community feels too big, start small. Find your people, the ones who listen, the ones who make you laugh, the ones who just get you. And remember, it's not about age either. Some of the most meaningful relationships happen between people decades apart. So don't be afraid to connect with someone younger. They might need your wisdom, your calm perspective. And in return, they might bring a little fresh energy and a new way of seeing the world into your life. That's the beauty of being open. Your next friend might not look anything like your last. We talk about the power of reaching out, showing up, trying something new, and sharing your story. Now, let's take all that even deeper by talking about something that doesn't always come easy: asking for help. Many of us grew up in a time when independence was everything. You took care of your family, your home, your job, and you didn't complain. But somewhere along the way, we started to believe that asking for help meant weakness, that if we admitted we needed something or someone, we were somehow failing. But the truth? Asking for help is one of the most powerful ways to connect. It shows trust. It invites others in. And often, it gives them a sense of purpose too. Think about how you feel when someone calls you for advice or asks if you'd like to come along on an errand. You feel needed, appreciated. People want to feel useful, and that includes your neighbors, your friends, even your own children or grandkids. So whether it's asking a neighbor to walk with you to the pharmacy, or letting your friend know you're having a tough day and just need to talk, it matters. It opens a door. And when you ask for help, you also create a chance to help in return. That's where real support begins to grow. Not from grand gestures, but from the back and forth of everyday kindness. That brings us to something just as essential: being the helper, too. Now, maybe you can't lift boxes like you used to, or bake 10 pies for the church fundraiser. But helping doesn't have to be big to be meaningful. A phone call to check in on someone. A warm hug at just the right time. Offering to water a neighbor's plants while they're away. These small acts build connection in the most lasting way. And here's the secret: helping others lift you up, too. It gives you a sense of purpose, a reason to get out of bed, a reason to smile. When we give, even in the smallest ways, we're reminded that we're still needed, still valuable, still a part of something bigger than ourselves. And nothing builds a stronger community than knowing you matter to someone else. The truth is, building a supportive community after 65 isn't about filling your calendar with activities or surrounding yourself with a crowd. It's about nurturing a few genuine relationships, showing up honestly, and allowing connection to grow naturally. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to take that first step, open that door, smile at that new face. The rest will come. So here's what I want you to remember. You are not too old to make new friends. You are not too set in your ways to discover something new. And you are definitely not alone. There are people out there right now who would be lucky to have someone like you in their life. But they can't find you if you stay hidden. So take a breath, stand tall, and step out just a little. You got so much left to give. If this message resonated with you, even just a little, go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us what community means to you, or maybe share how you've made a new connection lately. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like so we can reach more people just like you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more warm, helpful conversations like this one. Here's to living your fullest, happiest life, no matter your age. Because the best years, they might still be ahead of you.